What is up, everybody? We're in that let's get weird phase. Uh-oh. See if we can figure this out. Thank you to everybody who showed up. We got 2 people starting it off tonight. Thank you. That is awesome. What's up, Beef Baron? How you doing? And then Cole, I think you might still be here. I just got off work and drove home. I literally got home from work like maybe 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. Just got home. What's up, El Cap? So just got home from work, and I didn't have this set up before I got in. So I am trying to remember how to do all the cool settings, and still at work, Beef Baron. I feel you, man. I feel you for sure. I know there's a way to add music. Let me see. I like that. Nice and easy, chill music for the fun little. Ooh, you can change those. Block, minimal, classic, bubble. Let's go minimal. All right. So tonight is our 1K GA, our 1K giveaway. I always thought that was weird how it was GA. I mean, I understand why it's GAW, but I always tend to say GA when I see that. And for those of you who were paying attention on a live in December, we kind of already showed what the giveaway was going to be. So I'm going ahead and unrolling the knife roll here, getting it out, so we can kind of bring out the giveaway for tonight. Y'all, what's up, Pedro? How you doing? Might be a fun and really easy giveaway for y'all, because I tend to not get a lot of people on these lives. I tend to get maybe at most like 15 to 20. But tonight we are going to be doing the Miguron Centurion as our giveaway. This thing is going to be our giveaway night for tonight. This thing, it's pretty sweet. I'm excited. I like it. It's going to be a premium version of the Centurion. It's going to be M390 steel titanium frame lock, bolster lock, whatever you want to call it, because it's a frame lock, but really it's got that kind of covering for it. So this will be our giveaway tonight. We'll be doing this later tonight. This will come shipped in the box, all the packaging, all that fun stuff with you, and cool stuff like that. So I want to just shout out, say thank you to anybody who's joining us from Sharif's Live. I know he's still going right now, and I very much appreciate him allowing me to do this and come after his stuff. So for those of you who jumped over from Sharif's, thank you very much. Appreciate that. But feel free to continue to support him as well through that stuff. So Sharif has been a huge supporter for my channel, and I very much appreciate that. Thanks, Maddie. Thank you very much for staying up. You're an hour ahead of me too. So what is it, 12:23 in AZ right now? So yeah, super sleepy. Congratulations to you, Matisfaction, for your 2K. So I hit 1K this last week. Matisfaction hit 2K. It was a big week. That's absolutely been really cool just to see the support from the whole community come out. And so, yeah, got some cool things that I wanted to go through and talk about. Sent out a couple invites to see if anybody was interested to join tonight, but no one replied yet. It is a later night, obviously. So we'll see if anyone picks up and decides to jump in and join us on that. Sorry, I just said that. I wake up at 5:30. Oh, goodness, Maddie. Well, get some sleep. Good night. Thank you for showing up. So, yeah. All right. So, a couple things I wanted to go over tonight. I'm probably going to be searching. No, none of us sleep. Nobody here sleeps. Pedro, at all. That's why it's Insomniacs. It's kind of crazy when you look at some of the like lives that come through. For those of you who don't follow, there are some. You can follow the like. I forget who does it. I'm trying to find it right here. Scott N on Instagram will post to his stories and show y'all exactly what is going on that night, that day, everything that's kind of happening. And he has all the different like knife channels, and I forget what the actual post is, and I know I should know it, but if you wanted to, you could theoretically 24/7 watch knife content. And it's actually kind of cool to see that there's that many people in the community always kind of going live. There's a couple of people that double down, triple down on. Sometimes they go together, but it's just a great way to stay updated and stay connected with the community. If you ever wanted to see knife content, there's almost always going to be some sort of live happening around, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I am pretty excited to share a couple things with y'all. One of them is right here. Saw it. Back down. One of them is right there that I'm excited to share with y'all. And some of you may know about it, some of you may not. I had a video on it a while ago. That's not what I want to share. This is my cool little kind of like go pouch bag. I have it all stuffed away with stuff that I need. And it's a tech bag from Peak Design. And for those of you, I do camera stuff. I used to, not anymore. I used to do camera stuff, and Peak Design was my favorite. And so this is the tech bag from Peak Design. It's very slim, fits down. It's really nice. Absolutely love this thing because of the way it expands and all the pockets, the organization you can put in there. So it's not designed for knives. It's not really designed for stuff like that, but it has really good like zipper pockets, kind of these folded lungs through here, pockets, and then really deep for EDC as well. So I have quite a few knives that I stick in here, I'll carry. I have other stuff that I'll hold around. Actually, I know there's been a little bit more of an uptick on, yes, the knife schedule, the knife tube schedule. Thank you, LCAP. If y'all want to check out that knife tube schedule, it's really cool because you can always find something to watch. But I always forget what things are called, especially late nights. Thanks, LCAP. There's been more of an uptick, back on track. There's been more of an uptick on bags and larger bags, not so much pouches, but like a go bag, a get home bag, bug out bags, all these little things. And this is my like tech bag. Absolutely love it. I have a lot of really cool stuff in here. Not going to really spend the time to go through it tonight, but it is a really cool little bag. So that's the Peak Design tech pouch, which I really like. So yeah. All right. I am trying to figure out how to do. I'm probably going to do a numbers gawk because I don't know how to do the StreamYard picker, anything like that. Since I don't know how to do that, I'm probably going to end up doing a numbers giveaway tonight. And with that numbers giveaway, we will figure out who, luckily, is going to not take home, but get shipped the Miguron Centurion right there. So, absolutely beautiful knife. I really want to pick up another one, but I got this specifically for this giveaway and did a video on it and then kind of reviewed it in live a while ago. And this will be our giveaway tonight. It'll be the Miguron Centurion. I haven't cut with it. I haven't carried it ever. I wanted to keep it as nice and as pristine as I could for y'all. So the oil is down, so I might throw some KPL on there before I send it in, but it definitely is still absolutely centered and just a beautiful little knife. So yeah. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the typical kind of just fun stuff that I do when I get home and have nothing else to do. I jump on an half sale, try and find stuff. I actually have something in my cart still. I don't know. Remove that from my cart. It's no longer available. It looks like I found something that I didn't buy that was on there. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. So I wanted to show this with y'all right here, but what we're going to be doing, oh no, that right there. We're going to be coming over here and going over some knife sale stuff. So I am really excited because I've told myself that this year I'm going to limit my purchases, which I don't know how accurate I'm going to be with this, but I told myself I was going to try and limit my purchases this year to 3 purchases in the first half of the year and 3 purchases in the second half of the year. Only 6 knife purchases this year. And that's going to be a struggle for sure. It will not be easily done, but it will be something that I'm looking forward to hopefully achieving. And my wife is very much happy that it's only going to be 6 knives this year. My concept Fenrir. Hey Pedro, that Fenrir actually is on my list of knives that I could pick up. I made a list since I only was going to do 6 knives this year. I made a list of like knives that I know will be available a good amount of the year, and then a list of knives that was like, if I want to get it, I'm going to have to get it on these drops or what's going on. But I frequently search knife sale because this is where you can find a knife if you missed a drop, if you can't find something that's discontinued, or you're looking for a specific version. I have been so lucky sometimes on knife sale. Right now there's 961 knives on here. So it's almost 1,000 knives of just typically not many duplicates, but a lot of good stuff in here. So right off the bat, this Demco 80-20.5, and that's a knife. It's a great knife. It's awesome, $290, but you can get a Demco 20.5 pretty free. I look for things like, if you're interested, this Finch Drifter, not as commonly found, not as commonly available. Ziphius, I don't know if these are still available or not. They were a limited drop, as you can see right there, limited edition. I don't know if those are actually still available. They might be, but I want to find something that you can also tell like this is the same person. Obviously it shows you the name over here, but that's the same person with 3 or 4 different knives showing right there. I like that. Damn it. If you are posting a knife on knife sale, please give us a little more description. If you're looking for a like new, hard to find Maxxis Sandstorm V1, it's the original model. It's no longer in production. This blade has never been cut or carried, kept in storage case while not for pictures. Alright, give us a little bit more of a description. I would love a little bit more of a description, not something just so basic like that. Everyone's their own. I mean, someone's going to find it. I like to have a little bit more description. What you used it for, why you bought it. And tell me, oh, wow, okay. Ooh. Ooh. This is a ridiculously high price. I would not buy this voodoo for $650. My opinion. Yeah, I have a voodoo, a more common voodoo, but you can get aftermarket scales. You can get. There are people who make things like that for less than sought after. Got a voodoo right here. I would not buy that for $650. This is a fantastic knife. You can get much cheaper versions, in my opinion, and then customize it the way you want. $600. Offers are good. Black with the lava flow. I mean, I understand where he's coming from. I get it. It's a supply and demand market, but I just don't think demand is worth $650. Someone will. Ooh, yo, Jimbo. Ooh! Yo, Jimbo for $120. This is a Spyderco that I've always admired in the collection. It's pretty cool right here. Kind of steel on it. CPM 20 $150. CPM 20 CP. It's an interesting one. I will have to keep in mind on that one. Brand new Lush. What? He's already selling this? I have mine right here. The exact same version. Arctic Storm, Fat Carbon, new, S90B. This is. So I will say, if you're not able to jump on that knife right there, that is, on this one, the Lush, this is a fantastic buy. This knife is ridiculously good. And I have shared and showed my knife to a couple people who were like, yeah, I wasn't sure about the design or the feel or the ergos or anything since then, and they've been like, yeah, I was wrong. This is good. And it is fantastic. And on a lot of Kev's lives, nothing to see, people who are asking for a second run of this already. And it's absolutely dialed. It has a little bit more of a mild detail, and that was because there are so many different deployment methods to it. But it is absolutely one of my favorite knives. It's been a top carry since I got it. It's wicked. I really like that one right there. So you got the Arctic Storm Fat Carbon on that one. That's pretty cool right there. Before I get too drawn away, just go ahead and say hello, Dwayne Letterman. Thanks for dropping by. Chris Howell, we got you in here. Knife Nut, you're in here as well. Les Knives, what's up, man? Thanks for swinging by to say hi. Feel free to dip out and go get some sleep. Y'all are just fantastic for swinging by. So thank you very much for that. Also, Bless Knives, your knife is one of the 3 that's on my list that it's like I have to buy in 2024. So I know I sent you a message a while ago on Instagram, but your knives is on my list. I told everyone at the beginning of this a couple minutes ago that I'm going to try and do only 6 knives in 2024. I'm looking more over for quality and craftsmanship rather than quantity. And so your knife is one of mine that I decided was going to put my list in 2024. Be looking out for a message from me coming up here in the next couple months. So, yeah. Medford's the mini. CK, bro. You got 3. I don't have anything wrong with these knives. I mean, I understand the price. I do. Just don't buy grips going in. Practice. No, like that's right. Yeah, 2.0. I would get this over I'd get that one for $850 over this one up here for $750. Something about having the aftermarket scale and the original scale and go with it makes me feel like it's worth more. I know it's not, but it just makes me feel that way. I might be foolish. I will show the blessed knives. Okay, let's see if I can jump over to Instagram real quick. Find blessed knives. Let's see. So these are blessed knives. It's made by Donald Bless. If you look at it right here, here's his website. It's a link to his website. As well as some other stuff. He's got 3 knife designs, I believe, right now. 2 on his website, but a couple different designs. Stevie has one right now. I was able to kind of take a look at it when we had our breakfast on Sunday, but they are fantastic. He's got the Ripley and the Defiant. Those are the 2 that he's got right now, the Ripley and the Defiant. So like here is one of his, it's just kind of showing the scale quality and everything. I believe this is I'm not super familiar with them. And this is I believe this is a Ripley, and then this is a Ripley as well right here. This is the one that Stevie is actually checking out right now. Here's a little video of Donnie or Donald, but showing the blade, and I will say the craftsmanship on this thing is absolutely through the roof. He makes all these things in his garage by hand. It's absolutely ridiculous. This stuff is fantastic. Super good. Great quality, and it's a big knife. So if you have big hands, it's not gonna be anything. One thing, if you're looking at it right now, look at the angle that he did on the grind, and how he has that kind of point to the top. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I love the aesthetics of that peak, especially the way it kind of mirrors the one peak and then the actual angle in the blade on the spine coming down, peeking over. I thought that was really cool. So this is a Ripley, and so this is the one that I believe he has in a pass around right now that Stevie had for a while, but that thing is fire for sure. It's really cool. So I really like the Defiant. I like the blade on the Defiant. I like the way it looks. So that would be the one. I believe this might be a Defiant. Nope, another Ripley. Let's see if I can go further back. I mean, as you can see, he's got all of these videos showing him making it, showing the quality, going over the work, what he does, how he puts them together. It's really cool to see just someone actually putting their hands to metal, putting it together, showing you how it's being built, what's coming together, all that kind of stuff. So, supporting someone, this is that blade I was talking about. Supporting someone like that, you can see how the line comes up here and then over and creates that peak. And then that peak meets this peak right here. They were very similar and able to edges. I thought that was really cool, especially when you have the punch of the grind coming down. I don't know what I just did. I clicked through. Not a tech. You can see the Defiance on his website, and I really like the improvement. Yeah. So, by all means, check those out. They're absolutely fantastic. Morning, Fib it a bit. How you doing? What's up? I was in here the other day, and I really like the mirror finish on the blade, but not a big, I don't know, something about that knife doesn't scream to me, doesn't speak to me. Ooh, Raytheon. $295. I like that. You know what I would do? I would get this and I would send it to you. No, I would love to, but I'm not going to, obviously. But I would get this and send it to the guy who streamed showed on Instagram live tonight. Here we go. Archbishop 3.0. This is somebody tells me about this actually, because this is within my category things that I'm like, I want to get that price as well. So don't tell me. I don't want him to buy it. I also don't want this person to buy it. It's just a blank canvas, and I like that. You can do some sweet customization. I don't get scared customizing someone else's knife. What the heck? Woo! Never carried a cut. Clean Chad. Carbon fiber Chad. Wow. I have a Chad. I really like it. My Chad was in his office. It's not. That means it must be upstairs. And I'm not gonna run upstairs because I'm too lazy to do. I swear I had it. Maybe I didn't. Alright, I thought I did. But it's not there. So, yeah, I had all three versions of the original Chad. Had all three versions of the original Chad. I had the carbon fiber, the diamond, and orange wood. Absolutely love that knife. The Chad is fantastic. I haven't seen it. I had a chance to look at it. Just Google Kumu Chad. YouTube Kumu Chad and check it out. There are a lot of videos on the Chad, and they're fantastic. It is a ridiculously nice knife. I'm a deal maker. How can I find a deal on a knife? 50% off the knife. That's pretty good. Pretty good. When you turn down the music, it's hard. I can definitely try. I can also probably pull this a little closer. Thanks for heads up, Knife Nut. I will go ahead and do what I can to figure that out. Let's see if I can. Do this later. Let me know if that sounds better. I think that turned the music down, but hopefully I can't hear you rapping. Be back later. I wasn't rapping. I was just reading fast to the rhythm. I'm not a rapper. Not even a little bit of rapper. But I will definitely attempt to make a fool myself. Migron Pagos, Conspirator, and the Sarge Black. That's not a bad bundle for $125 at all. That's actually a really good bundle for $125. If you're looking for a decent button lock, a really good budget in the Pagos, and then a good kind of just middle of the range EDC, yeah, that's a really good bundle for $125. Demco 20.5 with freebies. Okay. Serge Pachenko modified by Gecko Customs. It's actually kind of a pretty cool mod. Here's a knife that's on my list that I will not be getting in 2024, but I would love to get is Holt Blade Works. Either Spectre or Morpheus. I would love a whole either Spectre or Morpheus, and I would just get kind of a regular one. I would not look for any sort of Gamma Steel or anything like that in the Clipper blade, because that's just dropping more dough than I want to. But man, those things are sweet. They just look ridiculously nice. And I was able to mess with them at sweet. Thanks, Knife Nut. I was able to mess with them at the Blade Show, and those holds are they're made so nice, and they don't come around very often. I love this knife. I have this knife. I have the white version. Looks like they got the white and dyed the scales blue, which is actually what I thought about doing as well. I absolutely love this knife for $40. CMB, that's a really good knife for $40. It's excellent knife. The bar lock on that thing is one of my favorite, especially for a budget bar lock. It works really good. The blade is super slicey, has a really nice belly to it, carries well, not heavy. I really like that CMB Predator for $40. If I didn't have one already, I would probably pick that up. Because that's the exact, I haven't dyed mine yet, but that's what I wanted to do, was blue scales to the white version of that knife. MagnaCut and Denim Micarta for $160. What is this MagnaCut treated to? What's the HRC on this? Doesn't say. This could be a fantastic buy. Could be an absolutely fantastic buy at $160. Where are you going to get a MagnaCut blade for $160? Yeah, that's a really good knife. Renegade Provision, misdirect, tops. Ooh, American Blade Works. All tie for $360. I actually have, I don't think it's the Model 2. This isn't my knife. This is on loan. No, it's not the Model 2. I don't even know what I was thinking. Although I know someone who has a Model 2. I have a couple knives on loan from someone, so I can look at, from Steve Clark, so I can look at them for the channel, and was able to, told me to treat them like my own. So I carried this one today. I didn't cut with it or anything, but I carried it because I wanted to feel fancy. And this thing is, oh man, if Steve ever gets rid of this knife, I want it so bad. This thing is ridiculously cool. So yeah, this is a really nice knife. I had Steve send me a picture of what the knife is actually called, what the name of the knife was, because I didn't know. But then we've got this as well, which he loaned me to kind of take a look at. Steve has a really nice collection, and so I was excited that he brought a couple things for me to take a look at. And then he brought a Pena. I have it upstairs sitting on my nightstand because he knows how much I enjoy Penas, and so I was able to take a look at that. This is a pretty good deal. MagnaCut is $64, which, yes, is perfect. Dang. Price is that hard since I'm simply breaking even. Purchased knives and they went another way. I lost. So no money made for me by share. Got returns on trades. For sale across multiple platforms, jump now to get the best price you'll find in the secondary. This is listed at retail price. And listing on other sites is higher due to sell at costs being more. Now sales your best bet for the price might disappear at any time. Yep, it might. Artisan cutlery. Not a big artisan cutlery fan. They make great work, but never been a huge fan of a lot of their. What that means for $500. blue and bronze atomic anodized titanium matte stonewash magnet cut blade. That's, man. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there are more knives available right now. Oh, wow. Okay. This is the River's Edge edition, I believe. So, yeah, the REC exclusive. Brian Brown Raptor with the jigged milling, dark bronze anodized M390 hollow grind, tumble blackwash PVD finish. That is a really nice Raptor. Yep, River's Edge cutlery. Comes with everything too. Hot diggity dog. Urban EDC, f5.5. There's f5.5s all the time. Nimble, Kaiser Brat. That's a fantastic button lock too. And it's an integral G10 frame, which is something that I was unaware of when I saw it. And it's really cool. Tucson. Brazen, hypersonic. Ooh, Medford. Medfords are chunky. I'm not a big fan of chunky knives. I have a couple chunky knives, but I have to be I'm very selective on the chunky knives that I get. And so this is quite the package. That right there, that CRKT looks like a shark. I don't know what it's called, but it definitely looks like a shark. Cruiser Special Forces. Fox Edge, Atrax, the CRKT Cruiser Special Forces, Artisan Cutlery Series, CRKT Fossil, good condition, CJRB Rhea, and the Buck 110 with a sheath. This is quite the bundle for $145. What? Packages on 3. Woo! 2 Ohio River Jacks with black micarta and M390, and then natural micarta and M390, and then the QSP Mini Penguin Jig Titanium. Dang! That's a really good deal for $225. That's a really good deal for $225. Those Ohio Rivers are really nice, like really nice. That's one of my favorite slip joints of this last year. Wasn't my top, but it was definitely one of my favorite slip joints. And those are you got both the Warncliffe and the Sheep's Foot. And then you've got it's a really nice package for $225. What do those go for? Let's go to traditional pocket knives. I'm curious what those go for because we're going to jump over to Ohio River. If these things... Yeah, so you're at $250 just for the 2 Ohio River knives, essentially. $250 for just the 2 Ohio Rivers, and that's less than what? So $250 for these knives, and then you get that. So you're getting these two for $25 less, and then you basically get a jigged titanium penguin for free. That's insane. That's a really good deal on that. I don't know who Mount Streusel is. Mintersel? I don't know who they are, but that is a really good knife. Make yourself bigger when you show a knife. I can't see it on my phone. I will make myself bigger when I show a knife. Apologies. I totally forgot that I was little on the side there. I might be able to do... I that's probably not any better. There. Might be able to do this. For those of you who are watching, let me know if that's a worse screen or a better screen. All right, let's go back to NAF sale because I can't believe something obscene for $800. Wow. I get it, but yeah. That's a struggle for me to do $800. Arcane Abyss Spacebar. Levy Babe Banter. Ooh. Still too much. I hate when things are expensive. Some smock scales. There you go. Brass with the topo. That's kind of cool. I'd be interested in those for my smock. I want to get a second smock. $75? That's good for brass scales. $75. That's a really good deal. Benchmade Bug Out 535 BK4. $240 for the aluminum Benchmade. I was gonna say that's not far off of where it was sold, and I know a place you can buy this for $270 and get $24 back, have a 1-year satisfaction guarantee, and then you still get the lifetime Benchmade policy with it. So I look at it from that perspective of like, hey, I'm basically only saving $6 and I could return it if I wanted to with them. So that's a tough beat. It's hard when you have bigger companies. Devo Tux with a Devo Buzz and Tux edition. Kershaw Leak. I'm surprised. Yeah, CPM 154 though. That's not bad. Aesthetic. Okay, so I've actually been looking at a Ferrum Forge Gavco because I started carrying my drop Nurse Shark Gavco, and that made is that all funky? There, that looks better. Started carrying my drop Nurse Gavco, and it reminded me how much I really like Gavco. So this is going to be something that, I mean, these knives were ridiculously awesome when they came in, and you can actually, they sold out for a while, so to get this one now is pretty cool. I think this wasn't a limited run. It doesn't say anywhere, because I think they made a second run of these knives, and that's why you can get them now again. But it's actually not a bad price for this. I don't understand this. Payment must be made in PayPal only and within 3 days. I feel like they cross-posted this on a lot of things, and that's probably why. Because if I were to add this to my cart and then go to checkout, like it tells me how I can pay right here, versus like, yeah. So that doesn't make any sense to me to have that there. Well, there's quite a bit of good stuff on there right now. So I'm kind of now debating my list of 6 knives that I want to buy that I want to have in my collection of purchase knives for 2024. Because because there's a lot of good stuff out there. There always is going to be more good stuff though, so we'll see what happens. See if I can catch up. There's Josh Worth. I'm assuming you're talking about the smock scales. That is obscene. From the Something Obscene knife? Yup. 100%. All right, so before we get into our giveaway for tonight, which is going to be the Miguron Centurion. See if it'll focus on that up close. No, not really. It's going to be the Miguron Centurion right here, premium version in M390 steel with the titanium, and then the G-Mascus, blue and black G-Mascus on the side, striped there. But before we get into that, I wanted to show y'all something that I got this last week that I was absolutely stoked about. This was a Kickstarter that went through, I want to say it finished in like November, October. This is the AZ USA Blitzkrieg, and so this is made by Miguron. Just so happens tonight that our giveaway knife is a Miguron, but this was made by Miguron. This is the OEM for this knife, but it is from AZ USA. You should go ahead and check out their website. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up. AZ USA Blade Works. AZ USA Blade Works. They do some really good. They have some really good stuff. Share the screen, and they are a Miguron vendor. So this is kind of their website. This shows a little bit of what they have in their store in their knives. So they get lots of Spydercos. They get Benchmades occasionally. Hogues, lots of Civivi, lots of Wii, lots of Miguron in there, and then they will get premiums periodically. You can see like the Shiro sticker down here, so they'll carry Shiros periodically. They don't deal for Shiro, but they buy Shiros, the lottery Shiro. Like they will get lottery Shiros, and then they sell them from like they're like a consignment for people. So I've had people come in there. There have been people who've gone in there and sold their knives, and I've bought some from them. I've bought like a CRK from them and stuff like that. So they've got a lot of different knives, but this was their first in-house knife, OEM'd by Miguron. It's a ridiculously wicked knife. You can see there's some reviews on it. I believe MC did a review on it. He said it was, at that time, it was his favorite Miguron. It's the best Miguron that he'd seen. But here's their kind of like Spyderco, Wii, Civivi, Miguron, Hogue, Squid Industries they just started carrying. And then here's some of their featured knives that they go through, as well as you can do some specialty and pre-owned. They do some like customs. Oh, these are sick. So they have these Sharpies that then they have like a G10 to make them like little stabbies, which are kind of cool. And then they have a gold one, which has actually got a brass in it, which is pretty sweet. So there's some specialty stuff that they do and go through. They do some minor customization, and then they specialize them. Here's like what I'm talking about, where they have the occasional kind of someone comes in for a consignment and brings something in here. This is a consignment one, I'm assuming, that someone brought in. So they don't actually carry direware, but and they don't carry Microtech, but they do get these in periodically, and so that's what they do. But AZ USA Blade Works, they're in Southern Arizona. I used to live no more than 15 minutes from their store, from their shop, and so when I was there, that was kind of like my local shop that I would go to. That's how I knew about this. When it was coming out, was able to check out the prototype beforehand, and then jumped on the Kickstarter to get it as well. Absolutely love this knife. The choke up on this thing is super ridiculously awesome. You've got really good pinch grip, and then the action is just, in my opinion, traditional Miguron action, and these are absolutely just done so well. Can't see it really that well with this camera, but there's really cool, you can kind of see it, just not as in focus. There's really nice kind of micro milling through here, chamfered edges on it. You've even got a little kind of cutaway, so you have easy access here. Stupid Blitzkrieg knife. It's really good. It is definitely cool, Space Ghost. I highly recommend it. And by the way, thanks for dropping in, Space Ghost. Nice to see you. So yeah, that's something I got this last week that I'm super stoked about and was really excited to have in here. And then I don't think I've done a live since I've had this in my collection, but I've got my Ragnarok in here as well. So I had this on a live with Stevie and Maddie a while ago, but this is my NC Sea Knives Ragnarok. This was my premium knife of the year for 2023. It barely slipped in there. Got it right before the end of 2023, and there haven't been a day since I've owned this thing that I haven't carried it. So I got the zirconium or zircotie. Sorry, I got the zircotie with the oil slick on the back spacer and the clip right here. And I just, oh man, I love this knife so much. I know there's potentially a drop coming soon for some of the Ragnaroks. So right now, books aren't open and nothing available as they continue to try and finish all the books that were open when I got that one. But yeah. All right. And then another fantastic knife, which just recorded the video for, and it hasn't posted yet, but this is going to be my Kunwu Ronin. So this was like the last, aside from the Padre, this was the last Kunwu that I needed to kind of like finish my Kunwu collection. And so I now am looking forward to getting a Padre here any day soon, and then the Geezer when it drops in March. But I have kind of made it my unofficial goal to get every Kunwu, not every version of every knife, but at least a version of each knife, because I've had every Kunwu from Kickstarter, the exception of the Ronin, which I just got one beforehand. But Kunwu does some amazing things. It's ridiculous what they can do for the price. They've got other knives, like this is the Zen from Kunwu, and this thing is, or sorry, this is the Orion. Sorry, not the Zen. This is the Orion. I held it up and then I looked at it. This is the Zen right here. But they've got some amazing knives that they do. And like this is the Zen. It's Elmax steel, titanium, frame locked knife. Absolutely just dialed. Super snappy. You can open it thumb flick, reverse flick. You can use that flipper tab. You've got a Damascus pivot collar around it as well. I mean, there's some really cool things that Kunwu does, and their prices are just unheard of. So that's one thing that I think is just, they're crushing. And I don't know why anyone would something. I mean, if you want to avoid really good made knives, then cool, that's awesome. But if you just want a good knife at good quality, then I think Kunwu is a really good way to go. I think the Zen is $200, Chris. I think the Zen is $200. We can check it out on Kunwu's website real quick. But I think the Zen is $200, and it is still available to my knowledge. This is the Geezer, so you can pre-order your Geezer. This is a slip joint knife that they're doing. So this is their very first slip joint that they're doing. But you can get a Chad right now. So the Chad is available in the orange peel. Still fantastic. And they did do the PM60 for the second run of the Chads. They said they weren't going to do PM60 again, but they did do the PM60. This is the Padre. This is what I'm waiting for to finish my Kunwu collection. Pulsar XL. And then you've got the Pulsar. Here's the Ronin. Yeah, $200 for the Ronin. So the only difference between the original and this second run is the second run is an LMAX, which is what I have here, is the second run of that. And that's an LMAX steel, with it being that second run in LMAX. I'm just messing with the view so I can see things a little bit better. That second run in LMAX is the only difference that they did. Everything else is exactly the same. Same locking mechanism, same blade width, same blade thickness, same dimensions, diameters, all that stuff. Everything is the same other than the blade steel. So the blade steel changed and that's it. And I believe it was like S35 or S90, something like that. And so I personally love that they chose LMAX. I really like LMAX. I have a couple LMAX blades, and so with that, I wasn't disappointed by any means. 66 to 69 HRC on the PM60. Yes, it is. I want to say it's like 67, 68. So, I mean, that 66 to 69 is right in there. That was one of the reasons the PM60 and the Chad one took so long and was so hard for them to do, is just because to reach that HRC was really, really a difficult task, according to Kunlun. So, I mean, I've never done it, so I don't know, but yeah, it was a difficult task, according to Kunlun. So that's why they initially weren't going to do it. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest coming in. Sharifasaurus, what is up?
Oh, dude, sorry I'm late. I just got talking with Brian. We keep going on forever, man.
Okay. Thanks for joining, man.
Dude, thank you for having me. I feel so honored to be here on your 1,000 subscriber stream, bro.
Not only are you on the 1,000 subscriber stream, but you're the first guest ever on our live.
Dude, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. Get Stevie or Maddie here, bro. Like, I am not worthy at all.
So absolutely stoked to have you. We were talking about tonight we're going to be doing a giveaway for, this is going to be our giveaway. We're doing the Centurion from Miguron, and it's the premium version with M390.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty excited for it. Sharif is like, sleep never met her.
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Dude, no, show off that Miguron just a little bit more, man. That thing is freaking sexy.
Yeah, it's a nice one. M390 titanium. I don't know if you want to call it a bolster lock or a frame lock. I mean, technically a frame lock, but it has that like kind of G10 coming up and then held here.
Yeah.
So you can see it when it's open that it's technically a frame lock, but I always get confused with knives like this because I would technically call it a bolster lock, but it's actually a frame lock that has a covering, I guess.
All bolster locks are basically just frame locks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
What did you decide on your hot steel for 2024? What did you think?
So, like, I definitely think that, you know, like we were talking earlier, MagnaCut is still going to be a hot knife steel. Freaking S90V is going to pick up some steam for sure. But I think M390 is still going to have that staying power, man. The thing that I'm concerned about, right, and you understand this, is like trying to bring knives to the market. Like, are people still willing to pay top dollar for the steel that you're choosing? You know what I mean? Or are they gonna like people with my knife? They were like, oh, even at $255, I don't want to pay over $200 for S35. And I'm like, well, my S35 will outperform your M390. So,
yeah.
So,
that's why I was thinking the M398, because it is, I mean, it's not 390. It's a little bit better in my opinion.
yeah.
and it gives you just a little bit different kind of like feel to it. But
Yeah.
it is I don't know, 390 has been around forever, and it's been like that king. It's been that king sitting on the top of the hill that everyone's been looking up to. But there's nothing, I mean, there's nothing crazy about M390. There's to me, like when you look at LMAX, when you look at Vanex, when you look at MagnaCut, you look at Nitro V, some of the others we were talking about, Rex 45. I mean, they're Maximet. There are so many knives, or there's so many steels out there that knives could be made of that would make it just that much better. And M390s, the price point, I think you had a really good point of, are people going to keep paying $300 for an M390 steel knife? And it just comes down to like, yes, as long as the market's there, like it's been set at that limit. And so it's always going to be there. Like you make an M390 knife, it's $300 minimum. Which is why knives like this, I think this is where they should be. This is an M390 knife, titanium frame lock, and I believe they go for like $190.
Yeah.
$189. That's what an M390 knife should be, in my opinion.
I 100% agree. I mean, like, dude, Mike Grazioso, like this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
20 CV, same steel as M390, just the American version. And dude, this is 180, and you can get it for 140 on sale. You know, like that should be the price point of M390 these days, like realistically. But then on the flip side of that is like, then why are people still paying like 340 for like a belt satin Vero for with that much? Like,
it would also bring into question of like, if you pay 180, 190 for an M390 knife, why are you paying 160 for 154 or 14C28?
Oh, yes. That it works both ways.
Exactly. Like there's 14C28 knives that go for 150 to 200 occasionally. And a lot of them are in that 120 to 160 range. Whereas like, you can get a really nice 14C or 154 for 60 to 80. And that's where I think they should be as well.
Yeah.
But we saw such a rise in inflation in the market that I think it's going to take a while for it to drop back down to, I think, a realistic understanding.
No, I agree. Yeah. Like 154 CM, great steel, but people have been paying too much for it for sure. And like me, 14C actually should be a lot more prevalent than it is, man. It's such a great steel, you know?
Yeah.
Super tough, hard usable, you know, like genuinely hard usable. Takes a insanely sharp edge, you know? And dude, easy to resharpen. You throw that thing on a ceramic rod or a strop, and boom, like back to work.
And I think that's one thing that people overlook a lot of times is with these premium knives. You talked about it a little bit, I think, when you and Stevie were talking, is like some people want that great edge retention because they don't know how to sharpen or they don't want to sharpen.
Yeah.
And really, if you sacrifice some of that edge retention and some of the price, you can get something like 14C where you don't have to know how to sharpen, just drop it and you bring your edge right back because of the way that the steel is made and put together.
Very true. Very true. It's even one of the reasons why, like, I still have a lot of appreciation for VG10 because, like, a lot of people don't know how little you genuinely need to strop a knife. Like you only need to do like a few passes. That's it. But you'll see people here sitting and just stropping it like so much. Like one of the steels that's really sensitive to that is MagnaCut. You can overstrop MagnaCut where you like take the toothiness out of it like super quick, right? But with VG10, you can actually strop that thing to death and it only gets sharper, you know?
Yeah.
So like the more polished, the more fine of an edge, like VG10 just slices and slices. It's kind of crazy, you know. But
what's up, Demonoc? Thanks for swinging by. It's a good night to swing by. We're doing a giveaway here in a little bit.
Dude, Cole, 14C is amazing. I bet you if they rebranded it and changed it to a different name, right?
Yeah, I would agree with you there 100%. 14C is, which is why I think sometimes like when people look at 14C and 154 CM, I like 14C more. I like a lot of my knives that are 14C. I've got a couple over here. I like them more than my 154 knives, but I will choose 154 over 14C because it's just slightly better and it's a better name. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Feels better.
Isn't that crazy though? But like and there's the other thing that you have to like take into consideration too is like especially people who are new in the knife game, they're coming from 8CR13 MOV. And so they hear like that number letter like salad and they just assume any knife that has that like salad of like numbers and letters just instantly is not as good as like M390 has a like a catchy name, Magna Cut, Nitro V, you know.
Elmax, Vanix. I mean, those are the reasons why I think some of those steels people are drawn to them. I mean, look at Shiro pretty much makes everything in Elmax and Vanix. Like a lot of the lower end Shiros are all Elmax, and by lower end, like they're the $700 Shiros, but still they're all Elmax because it seems premium, it sounds premium. Everything this last year that was up is more than. I would say it's Magna Cut. Even Leatherman came out with their arc in Magna Cut. They changed it up and said, "Hey, you know what? Let's fall in. Here's Magna Cut," and so that was something. Demonoc, I wanted to say thank you. Demonoc gave me probably the best Secret Santa that I'd ever thought of. He gave me my very first Forest Hank, and I've got it right here on the counter with me because I use it. My very first Forest Hank. Then I got a wallet from Lancelot Leather as well. And so, I mean, there were some really cool. I thought not only was it cool because one, got me a sweet, and the wallet's holding up great. I actually use it for business cards, and I keep it in like a little slot in my car. So it's always in my car, and then I grab it when I go into work and I keep it there. And so it's actually holding up pretty well. But not only was the gift that he gave me cool for me, but I thought it was really kind of thoughtful that he was giving me a sweet gift, but supporting the community through the entire part of it. I was like, that in itself made the gift worth more than what it was, because I know Demonoc supported Forrest, supported Lancelot, supported some of these other things in his Secret Santa gift. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So shout out to Demonoc. That was a really good gift and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much, man.
Yeah, dude. Demonoc's awesome, man. I don't give him as much credit as he deserves, but he is a great dude for sure. You know,
waking up to Steel Talk, it's gonna be a good day,
dude. But I maintain, man, if they came out with like a 14C and called it like SUPRTUFF, like super tough, people would be like, "Yo, bro, did you get that like new super tough steel? That thing is hot as hell." And it is. It's one of the toughest stainless steels out there. It's tougher than Crewware, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's, I mean, I would love to know where you got that list that you had earlier on yours.
I can, well, first of all, I can send it to you. I'm happy to send them.
Yeah.
But that's from Knife Steel Nerds, man. From Laren Thomas himself. But dude, I'll drop it to you on Instagram right this second.
Awesome. Yeah, because that was one thing, like looking at like the different toughnesses and stuff. That's something that I don't think about all the time when I'm carrying a knife or what I'm using it for. But seeing where some of those knives, some of those steels lined up in toughness and edge retention really kind of plays into your mind, especially as like a designer and a creator. Like, okay, what am I designing this for? I'm designing it for everyday carry. Well, what kind of steel do I want to use? I'm not just going to choose the Hot Topic because it's cool or the cheapest thing. I want something that's going to have good quality in
Yeah.
comparative to the price as well.
Well,
And
and this is why I brought up the conversation on some level, right?
Mhm.
Because for people like us who are working to, bring new stuff to the market,
Mhm.
it's easy to over intellectualize and discount the sort of the hype, right? Because
Yeah.
we're like, bro, we should be above the hype. We're making tools. We should do all of that. But the lesson that I learned from going through with S35 is because people don't think S35 is as good as it really is. People were like, "Oh man, I wish this was like, 50, $80 less." I'm like, "Bro, if I put it for 50 to $80 less, like I'll be barely making anything on these fucking knives." Like, you can't run a business like making next to no profit margin. So it's frustrating, because you watch some of these guys out there who are using like basic ass steels that are just like the hype train, you
Yeah.
know, and they're sitting there and like I know from prototyping, and I know not from prototyping, but I know from my costs, dude, they're making 300% margins just because
Oh
they're
yeah.
just because of the hype train.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we had a where you had a live where I comment on a couple things about a specific slip joint company that makes stuff and the price margin that comes out from it there. And I was like very much like, hey, from talking with like 6 or 7 different OEMs and knowing what steels are going for and knowing what this comes from, I know what your margin is. I know you're putting more into manufacturing and into the
sure.
production and all that stuff and everything. But these smaller companies tend to do that in house and you're outsourcing. So that's where your profit margin is being eaten up at.
Yeah,
But still, like you're making 2, 3 times each knife. Like you're selling one knife and you're paying for 3. Like
yeah,
that's I mean,
yeah,
and more power to you. If you can do it, do it.
yeah.
But if you can do it and you've got the marketing and the demand for it, do it. But Cole, I got Cole as my secret Santa, and I sent him some of the hot chocolate that we all did for the chocolate
Oh
challenge.
no.
Yes. And so I was curious if he actually ate it or did it, but it sounds like his brother-in-law ate the chocolate. So that was part of what I sent him. I put together like I got him a little wallet, which is actually the same wallet that I carry on a daily basis, a little Threads wallet, which I
Nice.
like because it's slim, but it has this little elastic band for cash. So I sent him one of these wallets with like just a little kind of D2 knife and a nice little flashlight, like little EDC pouch. And then I sent him some of the hot chocolate as well. And so
Dude, that's
that's
awesome.
that is hilarious that your brother-in-law. And so
Yeah, dude. No, but when it comes to like, and that's the thing, right? Like, for just to talk like business for a minute, like a lot of people don't realize like the fashion industry does 1,000% margins,
oh yeah.
literally 1,000%. Like
Mhm.
I've watched the videos because I with another business, like we wanted to get into producing like clothes,
Mhm.
and so I've watched the videos of like the people talking to the manufacturers at shows, and like straight up Louis Vuitton t-shirt that costs $5 a piece per unit, they're selling for 500.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like it's they operate on the 1,000% margins. Like if you can make 300% margins in this game, like that's your ticket to growth and getting away from doing like pre-orders on some
Yeah.
level. uh, it's not awesome, but it is the truth of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
That's the hard part is you don't want to screw over the people who've helped you get there. So I never want to be to the point, or you never want to be to the point where your profit margins are $1,000 just to make it
Yeah.
but you have to start somewhere in that. You can't sell it for value, obviously. You've got to put your time and your creation, your effort into it. But you have to weigh that balance of how much can I make in order to get it so I don't have to do pre-orders, and get myself in a position where I can bring something to the community at a good rate. Because as of now, it makes it a little bit more of a struggle.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's an interesting challenge to both be an ethical businessman and a good businessman, because those two are not the same.
No, they're not. They're not at all. So, yeah, it's definitely an interesting challenge. I think it is funny though, because like you compare it to something like the clothing industry, like you talked about, where it was like, man, for the longest time, I've worn the same clothes for the last like 3 or 4 years, and my clothes have slowly been getting bigger. But I went to go get like a new pair of pants the other day. A pair of jeans was like $170.
Right?
I was like, what the heck? What? I'm gonna go back to shopping at Walmart because I'm not gonna pay these prices for jeans. I know what, like, the material is not that much better here than it is somewhere else. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, unless you're getting some, woven in Japan, freaking shit. I forget the name, but it's got the white strip on the seam, like crazy bespoke denim, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude, most of the denim is exactly the same shit. Doesn't matter if it's like Polo or freaking Walmart brand.
Yeah.
And $170 is not worth, especially for something, let's say you're going to go work in the yard and you're going to kneel in the dirt and like $170 jeans. Get out of here.
Someone a while ago was asking what the blade length of the Centurion is, and it is 3.5 inches on the blade length. Handle length is 4.65. So the overall is just over 8 at like 8.10, 8.10. So yeah, there's a sandblasted finish on the blade. It's HRC of 59 to 61. So kind of just right in that sweet spot. But yeah, so it's got some pretty sweet stuff. It is a thumb stud open only. So you can do some modifications to it if you wanted to. I've seen a couple of these modified pretty sweet, but yeah, wanted to go ahead and put that one out there for you.
Oh, now here's a question. How do you feel about multiple versus single deployment?
So, to me, it depends on what the knife is being used for, like practicality.
Okay.
So like I have knives that are only one deployment method, and those are going to be knives that like, well, here, take the Ragnarok that I just got.
Yeah.
It is only a flipper. Like there's no thumb stud. There's not nearly enough room to get in here and do any sort of like flick on that. So it's only one deployment method. And I love this knife. But another knife I recently got has a big hole and a flipper. So you can do multiple deployments on this right here.
Yeah.
As you come through, which is nice and I like, but it kind of depends on the practicality. This is a knife I would use for EDC stuff and taking it out. This is a knife I would probably carry in my pocket, love, and I mean, I don't know. I guess I could use them both for EDC. Yeah. If I have like a front flipper only, it's not going to be a knife that I typically would EDC unless I have something else. Like I've got a couple Peñas that are front flip only.
Yeah, yeah.
I think like the Caballero has a stud on it as well, but most Peñas are front flip only.
Yeah.
And I always carry a second knife with it. Because if someone else is like, hey, can I borrow a knife? I can pull out something with a flipper that's easy for them to use.
Yeah.
Versus like, hey, here's my Peña, and then they look at it like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. See, I think it also depends on how far you are into the hobby. Because I think if you're new, thumb studs and flippers are where you're familiar with, and that's where most people I think are gonna lean towards. And so I always try and carry something with a thumb stud or a flipper.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm carrying like a slip joint or something that's a front flip only.
Yeah, dude. I'm with you. For me, if I have to choose only one, I prefer thumb stud or flippers,
Hmm.
you know, or opening hole,
Yeah.
just because like I love reverse flicking. Once you
Mhm.
start doing it, it's hard to stop,
Yep.
Um, but it's really interesting because I'm with you. Like, I'm much less likely to carry a front flipper only knife.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind it as like an opening method, you know, like it's fidgety, it's fun. But like
Hmm.
you said, man, like if you got to hand this to somebody and it's front flipper only, like
Hmm.
it's kind of a pain in the ass, you
Yeah.
know? Like, and I don't know why, but it's front flippers specifically, you know?
So like this is the EMP Ronin, and it's
Yeah,
got the flipper on the top like that, which is nice. But it also has that hole, so you can get in there and reverse flick. And so
yeah,
that's where I would like, okay, this is okay because you have a second deployment method. But yeah, if you don't have that second deployment method, it's tricky because someone may not know how. And
yeah,
even so, I would say even like this is the Devo Lush. This
yeah,
is almost pushing it because not everyone's going to be able to flick off that fuller,
yeah,
unless they know how to reverse flick. So then you're stuck with essentially a front flipping knife.
yeah, yeah. Dude, it's so funny because like I always think about like my dad. My dad, it does not matter what the opening method is, he's gonna always two hand open it, Like, and if he can't get his finger on it, like my Grazioso, like you can't get enough of a grip on there to like two hand open it.
Yeah,
Like handing him a flipper, he just can't do it, you know?
yeah.
Like, for me, the one knife I generally will not just hand people is like a gravity knife.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I I can't even like legally carry mine anymore because
Yeah.
of where I live. But like even though like I've got the lock, even though
Yeah,
I've got
me
the
too.
lock,
Yeah.
I won't even really hand someone to it when it's locked because I'm like, hey, let me show you this so you understand what it is first, and then like you can see it.
Yeah.
Um, because it terrifies me of someone who doesn't know knives picking that up and like hurting themselves or
Oh
something.
God, yeah. I mean, imagine somebody who doesn't know, they like sit there and they're like
Yep.
doing that with it. Like,
Mhm.
ugh.
The other one the other one I typically won't hand people is my Grimsmo Norseman because it's just like a guillotine. It just
Oh yeah,
drops
yeah, yeah.
so crazy. And it's just a flipper knife and it flips open perfectly fine, but it's a frame lock. And with people who aren't familiar with knives, just opening with their thumb, I'm just expecting it to drop down on a thumb, and then now you've got to
Yeah.
deal with stitches and all that fun stuff.
Dude, have you ever seen this guy from me?
No.
So this was a Wii Knives release. This is one of the only Wii Knives that I own, right?
Dang, that looks nice.
Yeah, this is by. Have you seen my knife that when I open it, it ratchets open?
Yes.
So that was a custom made by the same guy who designed this.
Dang.
That's Miguel Barbudo, right?
Yeah.
So this one, I love this knife. It's what made me fall in love with him. I mean, it's a big boy. This is an over 4 inch blade, you
Dang.
know?
Yeah.
But he likes to use this lock called a window lock. So it's like a lock back,
Hmm.
but there's a notch there in the blade that it locks into that window, right? We was stupid because when they made this,
Uh-huh.
he told them it should be on bushing or on yeah, on phosphor bronze like bushings, right?
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They put it on bearings.
I was gonna say that's too fast.
So look at this, right?
Yeah.
So you unlock it, and now you have an over 4 inch blade that wants to just drop instantly with no resistance. And here's also the scary thing. I got to make sure my fingers are clear.
Mhm.
The tension on that lock is kind of like a back lock, you know? So it's strong. If you don't overpower that with your flick, it does that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I can repeat that.
Holy
So
crap.
you've got to give it like a snap of the wrist to give it some more force. But if you don't nail that, it will bounce back into your fingers. And then this is the technique I've developed. You unlock it, rotate, clear your fingers, and then even if you try and lock it, it'll bounce.
Huh. Dang.
Yeah, this is the one knife I never hand to people.
Yeah.
Ever. This one has also been one of the few knives that have bit me numerous times.
What knife is that so I never buy it?
It's the Wee Knives Blackow. But it is nice. I love it.
Now I want it just because of all of those things. So I can be like, hey, check this out. Yeah.
It is exceptionally nice though. I mean, like if you like big knives, I think this is, I can tell you actually, where is my ruler? Of course, when I need a ruler, I can't find it, but here I got a tape measure. This thing is 9 1/4 inches overall length.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I see. Now that I'm thinking about it too, like knives like this, I like it's the Wii Snex. I would take this any day with the single deployment method, just because it's so fun to play with.
Yeah, dude. That's a good knife, man. I have the budget version here.
The Vision R.
Yeah. No, the FG. You
Vision
got
FG, yeah. This is the Vision R. Sorry, yeah. The Vision FG.
Yeah, I've been disassembling it and like looking at the parts and trying to figure out how to make a, because he open sourced that lock, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you could actually make a knife with the super lock and it would be no copyright claim.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I think with the FG versus the Vision R that we did good, or Civivi did good, however you want to label the company, was with the Vision R, you had the ability to pull this out, and then it just kind of was loosey-goosey in there, versus the FG, they made the safety measure so you can't pull that back spacer out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I like the fact that you can pull this out on this one, but I like the micarta on the FG a lot better. So I've really been into micarta a lot recently. I don't know why, but
what's your latest favorite micarta knife then?
My Paramore, my Pena Paramore.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's been my most recent that I think that knife. Micarta on that knife was done really well, and I really like that. I've been interested in the Concept Warrior, I think it's called.
Okay, yeah.
They just came out with it a little bit ago. It's got a micarta look to it that I think is pretty sweet. Let's see. It's a titanium micarta with it, and it's just simple, but
it's a very clean knife.
Yeah, exactly. It's here. Yeah. It's really clean, especially through. I mean, you've just got the micarta on the bottom and the top right up here. Yeah. So it's not like a It's not like an overly flashy knife by any means. It doesn't have like crazy angles or anything like that, but it just looks good.
Yeah.
And to me, that's one thing. It's got really clean, nice, simple lines. I'm not a big Tanto fan either.
Yeah.
But I really like the second point on this one.
Yeah.
Make
Hell
it
yeah.
easy.
Dude, have you used like the American Tantos a lot?
I've got like some old school kind of like paraframe with the Tanto, the American Tanto, and stuff like that that I've used. But I mean, I've got a couple in my collection now, but no, I haven't had too many.
I was gonna say maybe one of those that like if you start using it more, it may, or as is the case with all of us, like we try something, we're like, oh, it's not for me, and then maybe like 6-8 months, a year down the line, you're like, wait, all of a sudden I have a hard on for this. I don't know why.
That's how I was with sheep's foot. I really did not like sheep's foot blades at all. And then I started getting more and more sheep's foot blades, and then that's all I wanted was like a modified sheep or a sheep's foot blade.
Dang.
And so
how do you pierce with those? That's always been my issue.
Very, very carefully.
Okay, fair.
It's more. I don't think it's more of a. It's to me, a sheep's foot is not a like defensive knife by any means. Like it's not a tactical defensive knife, and I'm not going to be using it for any sort of piercing action more than I'm using it for like it's great for feathering, it's great for cutting like prep stuff for like food and everything like that. It's great for batoning if you have one that has a decent lock to it and everything and stuff like that, but it's not a defense knife to where I'm going to use it for that. But
oh god, no. Yeah
I think modified sheep's foots though have like you can just do so much more with the look of the blade to create some cool angles and cool designs. That's why they've kind of drawn to me.
That's true. Actually, you have a lot of freedom there.
You have a lot with the top because you're not bound by the angles of a Tanto or anything like that. You don't have to have a straight back, flat back, drop point, anything, spear point. The whole design of the blade is locked up in there, where with these you don't have to.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, you are heavily restricted, especially like, and it's so hard to do a drop point that's not derivative of every other drop point out there.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Well, I'm getting close to my 1 o'clock line, but since we've got Sharif here, I was gonna ask Sharif if you want to. We're gonna do. I don't know how to do the picker thing at all in StreamYard.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the number game. So if you want to do our limit, if you want to do our spread,
do you want me to go silly like Maddie and Stevie or normal?
You do whatever your heart desires.
All right.
You do whatever your heart desires. So you'll put the spread, and then I'll give you the number. After you do the spread, I'll give you the number in the private chat so you can see what it is. And after Sharif posts the range, we're going to use our traditional rules that every other channel uses. We're going to have no turd burglars. I'm going to see if I can find the turd burgle thingy on here. It's somewhere in here, I think. Yeah, there it is. No turd burglars allowed, which should be pretty easy because there's only 20 of us in here right now. And all of us. It's also got some pretty good chances that you're going to get a knife tonight, a pretty sweet knife. So no turd burgles, only one guess, unless someone is not within 5, we'll say, of the limit, because it's a pretty decent. I can stop a little bit. We'll say if someone's not within 5, then we'll let everyone can do a second one, because there's only 20 of us in here. But everyone do one, and then after we go through them, if no one's within 5, we will do a second one. If someone hits it on the head, I will have a second surprise little package that comes with it in the mail. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you hit it on the head, nail on the head with what it is, it's like Price is Right. You get the second showcase as well. So if you hit it on the head, you'll have a second little surprise coming with this in there. So this is going to be for the Migron Centurion. We'll do.
Heck yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know why this number, but this number is what's coming to mind in my head.
Heck yeah.
They're there for you. All right. So, Sharif, feel free to hit the.
All right. So, your range, everybody, is from 69 to 420. Begin your guesses now. And you got to be within 5, like you said. If not, directly on the head.
It's a great range, by the way. Fantastic range.
I'm a child. Bunch of guy. I said I'm a child.
Some pretty good guesses so far.
Yeah, so far not bad, man. But bunch of guy, what's your guess, bro? I mean, you said what the... Oh, there you go. Let's see. Keep guessing, keep guessing. Chris Hull, Demonaut guessed that number. You got to select a different number. David, you're way off, bro. El Cab, I like the guess. I see you. And Space Ghost, I see you. 223. Good guesses. But El Cab, I guess since Space Ghost guessed it before you, you get another guess.
Yeah. Budget guy also did 223. Yeah.
Dang. Man.
224. From 223 to 224. Let's do one better.
That's not a bad shout, man.
Nope.
It's a good strategy. Very good strategy.
It is. Just one closer. That's why every time there's a show off from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, for us, you were after him, so maybe it's because you're in top chat. Maybe. But not a bad guess, Alcap. Not a bad guess.
Yeah.
Man.
Trying to keep track of how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I count 14.
Some people don't want to enter for M390 Migron. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, no dupes, Chris. Just because there's such a limited group of people in here, doing no dupes.
Space Ghost wanted that knife off.
The knife off is too easy. Whoever goes second or third just has a better chance, in my opinion. You just go one up. Just one up
Yeah.
every single time.
Exactly, right? Dude, I don't know if you caught my new fixed blades that I got earlier.
I did not.
Ooh, check this. This is oh jeez. My lighting decided to go dark. There we go. Now you can see me. This is one of them.
What is that?
This is a Lex Rex Customs with a double ground freaking spear point blade and like full like rock scale.
Yeah.
And this is a steel that I haven't gotten to use before. 80 CR-V2. It's a high carbon steel.
Uh-huh.
I am really excited to start using this and see what it's like.
That's
the one
sick.
thing I got to be careful of with the
Getting too
double.
close.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride that edge. This is one of them. Here, I'll show you the other ones while these.
The handle on that one was just beautiful, especially the top spine. Seeing the like rock carved through the top spine all the way down.
Yeah, this is another one.
Same maker.
Yep. Same with the rock scale.
Yeah.
And the last one, quite possibly my favorite of the bunch.
I really like that.
And this one's triple edged. So it's got the hawk bill, the tip, and the back all ground. Yeah. So all shout outs to Cole for turning me on to Lex Rex. And I've already talked to Lex Rex about some future stuff. But these are sick. I'm very happy with how they turned out, honestly. Yeah. He did this sale where he built like 30 knives and he was just like one price for all of them. And I was like, oh, I like that one. Oh shit, I like that one. Oh dang, this is another one that I really like. Like, oh yep, there goes my money for freaking January and February. But I don't mind giving money to somebody who's doing good work and and making stuff like ever. I never feel bad about it.
Neither do I. Especially like you said, if you're doing something to someone who's making good work and doing good stuff and you've got a good quality, then you're there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And again, just shout out to Cole because Cole is really the one who turned me on to him and opened my eyes to a different style of knife making that is not something that I would typically go for, or think of.
Yeah.
So yeah, props. That's why I love this community,
Mm-hmm.
Like now I'm going to be carrying this freaking double-edged one tomorrow and just cutting through all shit,
slicing through everything.
Yeah, dude. Freaking awesome.
We had like one or two people show up. It went from 19 to 21. So if y'all want to real fast, no turd burglars, but feel free to throw a number in there from 69 to 420. We are giving away this Miguron Centurion M390 titanium frame lock knife. Feel free to throw that in. We've got.
Yeah, dude. Real quick, LCAP. Dude, actually, I didn't regift it to him. I talked to him at Blade Show when I got them, and we talked about it. He was like, "Dude, I can make you some dope stuff with it, but it's gonna be a surprise." And I was like, "Sweet, dude." I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, he's been holding on to it since Blade Show to to make those for me. And I'm super excited. Like, Jason's such a great dude. I spent a lot of time with Jason Urban, Urban Woodsman. And I spent a lot of time with him at Blade Show, and he's one of my favorite people in the community. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, he rocks. He absolutely rocks. So, and that wood came from El Cap, which is
crazy
sick. Yeah. So like, stayed all within the family.
All right, so we're gonna 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Yes.
Sharif, I think you saw what I saw.
Yep.
There. All right, cool. So the number was 372. So I don't know why that number stuck out, but 372 was the number. And El Cap had 373 because he did a duplicate and had to re-guess. So El Cap had 373 on his second one, only one away. You were this close to getting both the showcase showdowns. But yeah, so El Cap, you got this coming into you for sure. Hit me up on Instagram. I think I have your address already because I think we did a swap where we traded something, but hit me up on Instagram or email me at workknifebalance@gmail.com, workknifebalance@gmail.com. And you can definitely find me there. So congrats, El Cap.
El Cap. The re-guess was clutch, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was real clutch.
Both of us saw it and we like shared it in the private chat. We're like, dang.
I think though, your re-guess just got you closer because I think you were tied at 369. You guys were only 4 away, and then you just got that much closer when you did the 373. So yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So hit me up, El Cap. Send me your mailing address so I can send that out to you, and then we'll go ahead and get that mailed out. I'll try and get it mailed out this next week. I am working starting tomorrow, I'm working the next like 7 or 8 days in a row. So I may not get to the post office, but I will definitely get you tracking once I print the label out and get all that stuff going, and I can get that sent over ASAP for you.
Dang, dude, hold on. You're working tomorrow and you're doing an Insomniac live? You're a beast.
I don't work until 1. I'm working 1:30 to 10. So I work 1:30 p.m. to 10. So like tomorrow I have a closing shift, so I'm not going to be like waking up early or anything like that. This is why I chose Tuesday, because I typically have Wednesdays off. Yeah. But because it was a holiday weekend everything, couple shifts got switched around, so I ended up working a closing shift tomorrow on Wednesday. But that's why I chose Tuesday night as mine, because I typically have Wednesdays off, so I can do an Insomniac tonight. Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
Cool. All right. Well, Sharif, thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks for being our first guest ever. So we were lucky to have you. It's great to have some conversation about steel and stuff, but
I feel super lucky to be here, man. I'm not deserving at all, but thank you regardless.
Cool. All right. Well, I will catch y'all later. I will be posting. We're probably going to do another stream here in about 2 weeks. So I try and do mine every 2 weeks or so. But yeah, until next time, see y'all later.
Peace.